Hey Aggies, it's Chancellor May and Michelle, and it's time for Thursday Thoughts. We're going to get right to your questions this week. Michelle, you can go first.
Okay. This past couple of weeks have been pretty rough. Can you share your thoughts?
Yeah, it has been a tough couple of weeks. We've had some tragedies, both on our campus and in the outside world. Mass shootings and police brutality, death on our campus. It is difficult. First, I want to acknowledge and offer sympathy to all those who were affected by any of those events personally. But, I think what we try to do when we have difficult times is try to stay positive, try to get the support that we need from other people and resources on campus if you need those. And, me, I'm an eternal optimist, so I do think about how to move forward in a positive way. How do you handle these difficult times?
Yeah, I think you pretty much nailed it all. Yeah.
Because I know, I don't want to give too much away, but your uncle's having health problems, and
I'm a little distracted as well. My mom's brother is really, really sick, and he could pass any day. So a lot of the trauma around us, I haven't been focused on because I'm focused on my own trauma.
Right.
It has been pretty rough for the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
And our daughter had a home invasion. And, a lot of things have been happening. So we've had to, keep plugging, keep going forward, and trying to do the best we can.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, my first question is, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? That's hard. I've gotten so much good advice in my life and career from so many different sources. My dad used to always say, it's always best to have your own. That was his favorite thing to say. So he wanted me to make sure I did my own thing. My mom likes to say, it's better to have and not need than need and not have. So that's one of her favorites. She has several. That's one of her favorites. My grandmother, it's not a piece of advice. One of her favorite songs is "If I Could Help Somebody," which kind of led me to want to be helpful to people. Mm-hmm. You have any good advice?
I have one that I always quote, and I think I've quoted it on here before. My father used to tell me, "Take a task, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor great or small, do it right or not at all." So that's kind of have tenacity.
Yeah.
And you may need that through these times too, to help you through things.
It's funny how you get these little snippets from your parents or from other sources when you're little, when you're young, and they stay with
Mom,
you. They stay with you the rest of your life, and you always try to live up to them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Your turn.
How do you deal with difficult people like coworkers or family members? That's a funny question.
Wow, there's many, depending on the level of difficulty and the person, I deal with them differently. I think professionally, I try not to get too high or too low. When someone's being difficult, I try to let them get their, whatever it is they're trying to get out, and get to the heart of the matter, what the issue is. In some ways, I even ignore the person being difficult, because some people like to be difficult just for difficulty's sake. Some people like to be difficult because I'm in a leadership role, and that's just their thing.
We're supposed to pick on you.
Give the leader a hard time. Admin. Yeah, I hear that all the time. How about you? What do you do with difficult people that are not your kids?
Yeah, or family members.
Family members.
That's a really good question. I always feel like if you understand the science behind the person, then it doesn't make it that hard. You're just like, okay.
So you try to understand.
I get where you're coming from.
What's motivating them?
Yeah. So I try to envision myself in their seat. Like,
that's a good idea.
Like just no matter male, female, what they are, and just like put myself in their shoes and try to vision out as to what they're seeing.
Empathy.
And then I could say, I guess that's a form of empathy, but it's really just really understanding like where they're coming from. Yeah. So just calm down and don't react to their difficultiness, right?
I think that's important. Don't respond by being difficult yourself.
Yeah, and then say, okay, well, let me try to relate where you're coming from and what your struggle is, and in terms of. I mean, you could do that to a certain level. Sometimes you have to invoke your own No, I disagree with you, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's
But
okay
for
to
the most
disagree.
part,
Yeah.
but for the most part, you that's the best way to handle difficult people in situations.
How do you deal with a difficult husband?
Oh, you're not difficult, Chancellor May.
That's what I was going for. Okay, next question. Would you ever go into politics? Wow. Believe it or not, people ask me that all the time, and the answer is a resounding, emphatic no. I have a lot of respect for people that hold elected office, but I really can't see myself doing that. Maybe in an appointed role, I could maybe do an appointed position, but I can't see myself campaigning. I'm uncomfortable now with the level of invasion of privacy that we have to deal with, even as a limited public figure. That we are limited public
I don't
figures
want to be
now.
vetted, so
I don't want to be vetted. That could be scary for both of us. And and just politics is just so dirty now. It's just so
right.
off topic and not
Yes.
constructive.
Right.
So I can't see myself really wanting to get
I think you would
involved.
like patience, because I think if you had an idea, you would probably feel, how come we just can't get this through
Yeah,
the Congress?
let's just do
right?
it. Yeah, why do we have to talk about it more?
Right,
And
right.
why do we have to sell
right.
it and convince people? This is clearly the right thing to do.
Right.
Let's just do it. So thanks for the question.
Yep.
I don't think I would ever get into politics. I think that was our last question
Yep.
for the week. So until next time, Aggies, stay healthy, stay safe. Go Aggies.